It was pretty much flat calm all morning, and I maintained a sort of optimism that a wee breeze might come up around lunchtime, which it has, but as you can see, it's not a good breeze for trout fishing, plus it's in the northeast, you know. So although it's a lovely day, the breeze actually is quite cool. And to add to my woes, I forgot to bring my flies with me. And I just luckily had a wee tiny box with a couple of flies in it in my rucksack. So I'm fishing a rather unusual selection of flies, and certainly not the ones I would have been fishing. But it's either that or don't fish at all. I mean, I could go home and get my fly box, it's only a few minutes away, but I'm only really out for a cup of tea. As you can see, I'm on a loch right beside the road. So I'm just literally out for really a few minutes. I'm going to go down to the stone circle, which if you watch my videos you'll know about, and if you don't watch my videos you won't know about. I'm going to go down to the stone circle, make a cup of tea, have a few casts as I go, and basically it's an after lunch cup of tea, you know. So that's the excitement and reports. And I can already tell that you're not overly excited. What I will say is that it was a day just like this that I caught my biggest ever fish off this loch. And the interesting thing is that just at the same time as I hooked this very good fish, the chap who was with me hooked a really decent fish himself. His wasn't a huge fish, but it was a really, you know, for a wild brown trout, it was a really good fish, maybe 2.5 pound, you know. Mine was somewhat bigger. So, although it looks hopeless, and it looked hopeless that day as well, I'm going to give it a wee throw. Might as well. So I have one of John McLean's flies. I'm calling it a grass grabber because I don't know what it's called. I must drop my line and find out what it actually is called. But it looks like a perfect fly for fishing for sea trout on grass. So I have one of those in the point because, again, like I say, it's what I have. And I have another sort of bluey, reddy, bumbly, leggy type thing on the top. Again, for the reason that it's what I have. So if the fish don't want blue or red today, then pretty much I'm out of the game, you know. Because it's all I've got in this wee box that I found in my rucksack. I also have a couple of Camasunary killers in it. So maybe one of them will get a swim later on. See how it goes. So I've come along another point now, this big high point. And it isn't actually as deep between here and the island as most of the rest of the loch. I mean, I think it still goes to about 9 feet or something, but it's not, it doesn't drop away to the more traditional 30 type of feet that you see in most of the loch. So I'm going to give this a wee quick cast, and then I think I'm going to walk for the stone circle and the cup of tea, because I kind of feel like a cup of tea would be well deserved at this stage, you know. Because I had my lunch a wee while ago, and the cup of tea is really a post-lunch cup of tea. So. So here I am, using a 5,000-year-old standing stone to shelter my tea making facilities from the wind. Really remarkable, isn't it? Wonder, did the people who put that up think that I was going to be making tea behind it? Maybe that's why they built stone circles, so they could make tea in any wind direction, you know? No idea, really don't know. But I'm going to boil up some water and have some tea here. This is an old stone circle. I like to come here now and again. Me and Molly Dog sometimes come here as well, you know, for the entertainment. So I like to come here now and again, because fantastic place, fantastic to think that people put these up like 5,000 years ago and wonder about why they did it and what they were doing at the time and so on. So I really enjoy that. But hopefully my tea will not be long. I'll have a cup of tea, then I'll go down to the bank here, have a wee cast along it, and then that'll pretty much do me. Like I say, I'm only really out for the cup of tea today because conditions for fishing are pretty hopeless, you know. However, tea will not be long. So I come up here to sit and have my tea just up above the stone circle. Don't know if you can see the stones down there, but there's only 2 of them left standing. There's another fallen one that's very obvious over there. But I think a woman called Margaret Ponting did sort of survey the circle, and she wrote a little pamphlet on it. Now, I've never seen the pamphlet, so I don't know what it reveals, but I think she found other stones, buried stones and stuff, because these stones were, well, they're about 5,000 years old, and obviously the climate was about 5 degrees warmer then. So there was no peat here. So this is the significant thing about them and why they're falling over. I don't know if you can see the angle on that one. Maybe not. Probably not on the GoPro. But they're slowly falling over because the peat grows up around them as the climate cools, and then they fall over, you know. It's just the way it works. So I'm sitting up here. It looks like there might be some little clouds coming. And I sort of think I can hear the sea getting a bit bigger. The sea's out there, you probably can't see it, but I can see it. And I think I can hear it, and I don't think I could hear it earlier. So that might be a sign that there's a wee bit of wind coming. I wish there was, you know. But what a glorious day to sit up here, you know. Have a wee cast, look at a prehistoric stone circle. Think about all the people that put that up, and I'll have another wee cast just over the hill here, and then that'll do me for the afternoon. It's really only a cup of tea I come out for, you know. Decent enough wee fish, but looks things. If I can hold on to it. There we go. Oh dear. So there we go. Nice wee fish. Not big, but sure good quality, you know. And off it goes. And on a day like this, it's always good to get anything. Though I think I have got a lot of tangles. I have indeed. I think I'm going to have to tie a new leader maybe. So that'll be the next step. I think we'll be tying a new leader. I had to tie up a new leader. That fish put such a tangle in that one. It was in such a mess, I had no choice, you know. That's the way it goes. I mean, I'm sure I could have untangled it, but it would have taken me longer than tying a new leader did. In the process, I managed to find a black fly. I don't know, it looks a bit like a black pennel. Don't know exactly what it is, so I've put it on the point, and I still have the blue and red bumbly sort of thing on the top. It's one of John McLean's specials, and it was it that the fish took, of course. And maybe it was it that rose the other two that I missed. So I'm going to keep it on, you know. It'd be madness to take it off. Oh, much weirder fish this time. I think. Yeah, just a wee doubler. Again on that fly of John McLean's. I don't know what it's called, but works on bright days. Come here. There we go. Go back. Oh well. I don't know what happened there, but anyhow. Now, can I see where my line goes? Because I'd like to avoid having to retie the leader again, if I can. Yeah, there we go. So sort myself out. that moved the fish. I saw the fish move, didn't touch the flies, so it might be worth covering the general area again, you know. Well, that wasn't in the general area. Oh, we'll see. Missed grabbing my line as it came past. There. Right, well that's out approximately where that one I missed earlier was. So let's see. He won't move again, you know. Well, no sign of him. So, I can't see where the buzzard is, but it sounds like something's really annoying him wherever he is. I can hear lots of noise, you know. Not as many buzzards but as there used to be, because of course the rabbit numbers have collapsed, because there's some respiratory disease that kills the rabbits that has, we used to be overrun with rabbits, literally overrun with rabbits. I mean, you couldn't have thrown a stone without hitting one, kind of thing. And then the respiratory disease came, and of course because they were so densely packed, there was so many of them, they pretty much all just vanished, you know. And while they were all here, the buzzard population was huge. But now the buzzard population has greatly reduced, you know, which is what you expect. If what they eat goes away, then the buzzard numbers have to go down, you know. So I think I'll go on to the next wee point and that'll do me. So I think I'll just have a last wee cast off this point and that'll do me. To be honest, under the conditions, I don't think I've done too badly, you know. Northeasterly wind, bright sun, and I missed a handful, I suppose, and landed 2, I think. Yeah, so I'm quite pleased with that. Especially, I haven't been fishing really for that long, you know. So, I think that kind of does me for the day. I'll have a few casts off this point and then call it done. Apart from anything else, I think the wind's maybe, what there is of it, is maybe easing off again. And this means, first of all, that any chance of a fish will probably completely die. And secondly, that the midges might you know, take an interest. And there doesn't seem to be much point standing out here in the midges when there's no chance of a fish. So, that's my sort of plan, you know. The only thing is there is a wee bit of cloud up there. And if I could get the wee bit of cloud before I quit, that might make a difference for me. Whether the sun actually goes behind the cloud or not is another thing. Maybe the sun will nip around the other side and avoid the cloud altogether. It's pretty clever that way, you know.